Hey Derek, it's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you too so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate it. And you see, oftentimes, Derek, I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often because I feel like it is important. So firstly, Derek, I want to say thank you for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. They say some months back I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside there was this tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it and the leaves were all dry. I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Derek, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. You see, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately, I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And you see, not just mangoes now, but ripe mangoes. It was a beautiful moment that day. I kept staring at the beauty and it was a special one, I tell you. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Derek that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And you see, that's why you see you got the request from me to be on the show. Because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. I haven't heard anyone talk to me about mattress before until I was going through your profile and I saw the amazing stuff that you're doing, your insight as to these things and the impact it is having. That's a great one. And I said to myself, I've got to learn from Derek, learn all of those beautiful things. And not only me now, but even the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Derek. Thank you so very much, my man, for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thank you so very much.
Wow. Well,
Thank
thank you.
you.
That's very kind of you. I love that story.
Thank you too. Thank you. So let's get started. You see, Derek, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge. Not just knowledge, but the application of it. And you see, Derek, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very, very, very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Derek on the show is for the sake of the listeners. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, high-opening, very important information, of which I'm totally convinced that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Derek, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey. Because right now we are so curious, we want to know how Derek got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Derek, over to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, I guess I really kind of got started in the world of mattress testing really by accident. My wife and I got married in 2014. We needed a new mattress, so we kind of did the whole in-store experience. Went and tried beds at a big box retailers, and we found some that we liked, but very expensive. And we were a newly-wed couple with no real money to speak of, and pretty frugal as well. So we just couldn't pull the trigger on these $5,000 beds that we liked. We ended up taking a chance on some of these new online beds that were really just getting started at the time. We ordered one. It was okay, not great. We didn't love it, so we returned it, and then we tried another one, and it was a good bit better. And so I had kind of finished this experience, having tested sort of two online beds, and then I had all these experiences and these research notes from going into the stores and dealing with a mattress salesman and doing all the research there. And I basically took everything about my experience, put it up onto a website. I wrote some reviews, I wrote some comparisons, I put my shopping notes, created a few simple guides, and just put it up on a website. Really, just kind of as a fun hobby project, just something interesting to do one weekend. And it really surprised me. The site just blew up within a matter of weeks. We were getting a huge volume of traffic. I had people asking us to review more beds, test different brands that they were interested in. And so we were able to continue to get kind of other beds, keep testing, keep adding reviews. About 6 months after I had launched the initial website, the site was doing well enough, and I thought I had a good runway under it that I said, okay, this could work. I could do this full time. And so I took the leap and went full time as a mattress tester in February of 2015. And then fast forward here, a decade later, I've tested over I think 430 some mattresses to date from nearly 100 different brands. I have a small team that helps me bring this vision to life, and we're focused on creating the most objective, data-driven, and helpful mattress test reviews possible.
That's amazing, I tell you. And you see, that's a beautiful journey, and what you're doing now, giving reviews and helping folks understand this mattress thing better. Oh boy. You see, when I got my own mattress, I wish I'd come in contact with you. Maybe you would have given me some insight as to how to go about it. Can you still hear me? Okay. So I got it. I got the mattress, and before it wasn't even up to 4 or 5 months. Then now I am really, really regretting why I got it. You see, probably because I lacked some insight. And that's why I'm excited that you are on the show today and, getting to learn from you and gain some knowledge and insight. So I want you to talk to us first about the different types of mattresses available.
Absolutely. So if we look kind of at a high level, we have a handful of different types. You kind of have your traditional coil mattress, inner spring. These have generally less foam in them, and they create that traditional coil type feel. We have hybrids, which incorporate one or more layers of foam on top of usually a pocketed spring unit. A hybrid is sort of thought of as more of like a modern mattress, since it's kind of combining foam plus spring. So it doesn't really feel like an inner spring, though you do have some additional bounce there. But it really is about combining those different material types to create a more balanced feel. And then we have different types of foam mattresses. So you can have memory foam, latex foam, polyurethane foam, and then different mattresses that incorporate one or more of each of those different types of foam. And each of those has, pros and cons. Your latex mattresses are going to be more natural, eco-friendly, and sustainable. Memory foam is going to have lower motion, but also lower bounce. Polyurethane foam mattresses usually create more of a balanced feel since they aren't going to be as polarizing. And then when you have mattresses that incorporate one or more different types, again, you can create a more balanced feel. Sometimes we have latex plus memory foam, so you may have a little bit of that eco-friendly layer, natural layer on top, but then lower motion if, let's say, the memory foam is in the core of the mattress. So I would say coil, hybrid, and then foam, those are sort of the big three mattress type categories that represent the bulk of what's on the market.
Okay, I got that. Okay, and thank you for sharing that with us. That's very insightful. Okay, but this other one again. What mattress types last the longest?
The mattress type that lasts the longest is definitely going to be latex. So latex as a material type is simply more durable and resilient than other types of materials. It doesn't form body impressions and sagging to the same degree that it's like a memory foam or a polyfoam and many other types of mattresses will. And when I say latex, I mean latex from top to bottom. Latex hybrids are going to be more durable, but the most durable is going to be a 100% latex mattress. So those are generally going to be more expensive as well, because latex, again, as a material type, is just a more expensive material. So when you combine multiple layers of that in an all latex design, it can get pretty expensive. But an all latex mattress is going to be incredibly durable. 12 to 15 years is pretty normal lifespan. And I've heard of them going as high as 25 years. So you can get a lot
Wow,
of runway out of a latex bed.
wow, that's amazing. And that's very insightful. I never knew that. Thank you for sharing that, Derek. Okay, let us talk about sleep quality. All right. How can people improve their sleep quality?
I think one of the best ways, aside from getting a mattress that meets your needs, is making sure your environment where you're sleeping is well tuned to sleep. So there's some stuff that science has told us about how and where humans sleep best. So one, making sure that your environment is a little bit on the cooler side. Most of the studies I see say between 68 and 70 degrees is sort of the sweet spot where we get that cool enough so that the body can get more restful sleep, stay in a deeper sleep. If you can sleep cooler, that's fine. And if you're fine being a little warmer, that's okay too. But most of the studies are in that sort of high 60-degree range is where sort of the optimal sleeping temperature is. In addition, just trying to eliminate both noise and light. Likewise, there's a ton of studies that show, when we can reduce light and noise in our sleeping environments, sleep is deeper, sleep is more restful, sleep is more restorative. You stay asleep longer. You are not sort of constantly being slightly awoken during the night. So making sure you get your room as dark as possible. So blackout curtains, shades are big things. Light blockers under your door if that's allowing any sort of light to come in. And the same is true for noise as well. Again, those thicker blackout curtains can help muffle a lot of noise coming in from the outside. Thresholds under the door help stop noise from coming in from across the door. In addition, some people enjoy using the white noise machines, and those just create a sort of a base level of noise that is sort of like a blanket for your ears almost. So eventually your mind basically starts to ignore that white noise, but it serves as kind of like a buffer. So when other noises happen, as long as they aren't exceeding the threshold kind of that white noise, your brain is able then to just sort of ignore them. And again, it's the same thing with the light. It just allows you to stay asleep longer, deeper, more restorative sleep. And so I'd say temperature, light, and noise are the big three. If you can control those factors in your sleeping environment, you can get much better sleep.
Much better sleep. Got it. Okay, so what are the key challenges in starting a mattress business?
Well, it depends. Do you want to start a mattress brand where you're selling mattresses, or you're trying to do mattress reviews?
Like selling mattresses.
Yeah, it's I mean, the biggest challenge I think is just breaking through into the marketplace, being visible to customers, and being trusted enough that people would make that purchase. So it's not overly difficult or expensive to find a mattress manufacturer that would build your bed and help you design something. It's not cheap, but it's not insanely expensive. The challenge is there are so many brands out there. I've tested nearly 100 different mattress brands, and there's probably twice that number that I still have yet to test. So the market is absolutely flooded with mattress brands because the barriers to entry are relatively low. And so making a mattress, getting a mattress manufacturer to work with you, that's the relatively easy part. The hard part is once you have that thing, how do you convince customers what you have is better than any of the other hundreds of brands out there? And so that really comes down to, I think, just being a master communicator where you are able to show people, tell people what is special about this bed, why are the materials better and different, why is this design, this layer stack of materials better and different, and how can it meet the needs of your customers?
Exactly. That's a great one. Okay, so we have just two more questions to go. And you see, it's a very insightful conversation that I would have to listen to our conversation over and over again to process it all. And thank you for making it quite easy to understand. So, how important are pillows and bedding for sleep quality?
Hugely, right? So pillows specifically it's almost an extension of the mattress itself, or really should be thought of that. You can have an amazing mattress, but if you don't have a pillow that matches the quality level of the bed and also is tuned to like what your specific body needs, it's not going to matter what's going on the mattress, because your head may be not getting enough support, the right support, too much support. It may getting too much or too little pressure relief, too much sagging, too little sinkage. So we really want to make sure that we find a pillow that matches what your body needs. At a high level, what we want to look for there, if you are a stomach sleeper, you want a pillow that is low height or low loft. And that just helps you maintain a more neutral spinal alignment. If a stomach sleeper is sleeping on a really tall pillow, it can create that curvature in the spine because the head is basically slightly up from where the body is trying to be very flat. And that really is the kind of the whole name of the game when it comes to pillows. We want to make sure that the height, the loft of the pillow matches the sleeper in sleeping position. Side sleepers generally want the tallest height, the tallest loft. And again, that's just because when we lay on our side, we have the pillow right here on the head. And so we needed to fill this gap in the neck and also make contact with the mattress. So that needs to be a taller pillow, again, to allow us to lay on the side and maintain a neutral alignment with the spine. Back sleepers tend to need something sort of in the medium to moderate loft range. Same sort of reason there. When we look at bedding, it's a similar thing. It's less dramatic, but still important, right? And it, I think, really comes down to, for most of us, sort of comfort and cooling. We need something that is, one, comfortable. It has to be something that feels good on the body. It needs to be something that's not going to wake you up. It's not going to be scratchy, itchy, or most importantly, hot. And again, we talked about this as sort of the sleep environment stuff, getting the temperature right. I'd say the bedding's most critical function is making sure that it is cool enough. Even if you have a mattress that is amazingly cool and you have the temperature of your room set to an appropriate temperature for sleeping, if your sheets are retaining heat, they're not breathing well, they're heating up, that's going to create a worse sleeping environment for you. So spending a decent amount of money, which usually means, I would say, $200 to $300 to get a quality set of sheets, is going to make a huge difference. And those sheets can last just as long as the mattress will. There's every reason that a quality set of sheets will go 10 to 12 years. And it's going to, again, ensure that the mattress is performing at the highest level that it can. You're getting sort of the maximum cooling you can out of your total sleep environment. And of course, it's comfortable as well. And when we combine kind of all these factors together with the pillow, the mattress, and the sleep environment, then you have sort of all of the sort of stars have lined up so that you can get sort of the best sleep possible.
The best sleep possible. Okay, these are stuff that are really, really new to me. And thank you for sharing that. You see, learning some new stuff now, and I know not only me, but even the audience. Okay, so to bring this to an end, Derek, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about everything we've discussed, or even ask questions, how can that be possible?
Absolutely. So I'd say my final thought is, while price isn't everything in the world of mattresses, as in you don't need to spend $5,000 to get a good mattress, you do want to spend a decent amount of money. There is a temptation, I think, for a lot of sleepers to go with an ultra budget-friendly mattress. You see these super cheap mattresses at Costco or Amazon are $200, $300, $400. The quality of the materials in those types of mattresses is significantly worse than even stepping up to like a $1,000 mattress for a queen. So for most sleepers, try to spend at least $1,000 on your mattress. That's going to get you a bed that's going to last substantially longer and is going to perform higher. If you can step up to $1,500, I think that's where sort of the diminishing returns begin. So you will get a better and better and better mattress up to $1,500 for a queen. And making sure, if at a minimum you can spend that $1,000 range, you're just going to end up with a much better mattress and a much better quality sleep.
Beautiful. So for folks who like to reach out to you, your contact or website.
Yes. You can visit us at naplab.com. That's NAPLAB. There we have reviews, comparisons, best of guides, and a whole lot more. You can also fill out our mattress quiz, answer a few questions about your needs, preferences, and budget. That goes straight to me, and I'll send you back a personalized recommendation based on your needs.
Beautiful. Love that. I love that. So that's going to be the end of the show, Derek. Thank you so very much for coming, and thank you for sharing this beautiful stuff with us. You just opened my eyes to a series of things I never knew before. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you, my man.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure. So thank you.